So we're in Clovis, California. We just finished installing a ground post crossover valve right here. We got a Watts pump out in the water heater room. We'll take a video of that in a minute. We just want to take a video of what's going on down here. You have so that's our crossover valve, and water's tied back in. You know, cold water comes off the top right here, loops around to this side, and then of course hot water is right there, and it loops around to the other side. And then of course these tie back into the faucet. These two with the reducers right there, they go back into the faucet. So we're looking at it right now. No dripping right here, so that's good. Always monitor this for any kind of leaking right here. You do have an existing leak. I'm not sure what it was from, but you can see the bottom of this cabinet in the back. That discoloration, that's water damage. So you've been getting something through there. I don't know what it is, but I need to document it because you can see it's starting to corrode. These are relatively new cabinets. Looks like you had to remodel at some point, and so some water's gotten around the perimeter. You can see all that. So that's damaged. One thing we did see right here, this hose from the dishwasher. You know, it's not code, but that's the way everybody does it. They just tie it in with that little big reducing coupling and then put a hose clamp on. Unfortunately, they didn't get a clamp on the 1/2-inch copper, so this is just in there. So I got you another clamp right here. I'm going to go out and get a wrench, tighten that down for you so this stays in shape. You can see on the trap the scaling. That right there, that's just from dripping right there. It never blew off, which would have been bad when you're discharging water from the dishwasher. You know, it could have blown off and flooded everything, or maybe it did before, I don't know. You can see it's scaled up right there. Anyway, so the only thing, what we're concerned about mainly is this crossover valve. Running water through it right now to draw water through the pump. And then looks like you got a little bit of corrosion on this one line right there. If you can see that, I would think about getting that replaced. It looks like either water damage from something or from the interior moving out. You know, they got rubber on the inside and then braided steel on the outside. When you start seeing things like that, it means you might have a partial tear in that rubber on the inside. But that's their faucet. All we're looking at is this crossover valve to make sure that it's not leaking. So please monitor that. Give us a holler if anything's dripping here. Now we're going to go outside and take a video of the water heater. So still here in Clovis, California, and finished putting in a Bradford White 50-gallon water heater. This is the propane. So that's the RG250 T6X. And there was 40-gallon in here, an old Ream water heater, so that's gone. There's your serial number there. You can go to bradfordwhite.com, register this thing. If you'd like an extended warranty, you can purchase one right from Bradford White. It's an additional 4 years. And anyway, 6 years warranty on the on parts, 1 year warranty on labor. And so anyway, starting at the top, as you can see, this vent is extremely crooked. And you'd think, hey, Todd, how come you did that? Well, unfortunately, if you back up, I'm going to try and back up without backing into the rose bushes here. You can see the vent coming through the roof. So it's crooked. And if you can look at them both at the same time, hopefully it's just following it up. There is one issue that I saw when we went to take this apart. This single wall vent, which is in the water heater closet, and then you've got dual wall B vent on the roof. The single wall slid way up into the cavity. So my guess is that single wall pipe is just sliding on the inside. Typically it'll only penetrate the bottom. See that B vent, you've got an outside pipe and then an inside pipe, and that inside pipe is where this single wall slides into, but usually only it slides in about 1.5 inches and stops. It slides in about 4 inches, and we're not in the attic, we're not going in the attic, but you know, that B vent is rated for 1-inch clearance in the attic, single wall 6 inches, so hopefully everything's good there. And like I say, this home has been here for a while. I would imagine it's 30 years plus, 20 years, 30 years. I'm looking at the trees, looks like 30 years. Anyways, you can see that pipe, it's just following the line up. So it's slid up all the way. There's no way to move it around. Ceiling bucket in the closet is not in line with the flashing on the roof. They didn't put any offsets in. You know, you'd come up and offset and over, or just put the hole in the right place, but they didn't. So anyways, that's my 35 cents worth on why that vent is crooked. Just a quick little offset right here, because it's coming in so crooked. Offset right there, it's screwed in place, that's good. Back on the back side, we give you 2 valves. And the reason why we do that is there's so many times where we'll come in here, we turn the water off, get you a new valve on, and then we turn the water back on to the house, and you know, the cold water is off. You know, we leave that valve off, which means no hot water should be in there. And sure enough, someone turns the faucet on, it comes spitting out the hot side, hits us in the face. So we just put 2 valves on. So quarter turn ball valves. This one's from Ferguson, unfortunately. Sorry about that. This one is a Watts. That's what we normally use. But they're full port quarter turn ball valves. Then of course brass connectors right there, brass nipple. Falcon stainless steel connector, full 3/4 inch inside diameter down to brass extensions on the tank. So full stainless steel and brass construction. Same thing on this side. You got the valve, and then you got the nipple. Sorry about the shaking. I'm one-handing it back up in here. And then Falcon stainless steel connector down to a Watts pump. This pump right here is, you know, the first part of the video we showed you the crossover valve that we put in there. It's a Grundfos crossover valve, but that's what comes with the kit. That's all installed. We got your time set. You can see right now it's about 11, almost 11:30 by the clock where the arrow's pointing. And then we got your time set from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Feel free to adjust this. You can see it's pretty straightforward. Right here it says off, which means if you push any of these blue pegs in toward the center, it's off during that time. If you push them out, like right here, it's on. So feel free to adjust this like you will. Don't spin this dial. You'll change the time on here. It's real easy to bump it and turn it. So just push these pins in or out depending on what you need on this pump. So that's good. Relief line comes, or relief valve comes with the water heater. Got your Falcon stainless steel connector down to your existing relief line, which is dumping out right here, and that's good. Upper third adjustable straps, brand new. Lower third adjustable straps, brand new. Brand new gas valve, brand new gas connector, and of course, you know, controller comes with the unit. Right now it is set on hot, so hot is approximately 120 degrees. So hot 120, A130, B140, C150, very hot. 160 degrees, we recommend 120. For all households, if you're, you know, all adults and never have toddlers, infants, the elderly in here, then you know, whatever you want in there. If you want to turn it up to 130, you want to turn it up to 140. Keeping in mind when you're overheating water, you're shortening the life of the water heater. But if you need 140, it's there. Crank it up. You know, you want to do that, do your laundry and dishes and stuff like that. You can get 140. You can get 150 out of it. I would recommend not going past 140. This right here, infants, you know, 3 seconds, you got third degree burns. Infants and the elderly, 1 second, and they're going to the hospital. So it's entirely up to you. We set it right here. You can see 120. Otherwise, we're liable. So if you want to come out here and turn this up, you certainly can. Anyways, the burner is lit. Water is heating. Give it a couple hours. You'll be good. And like I say, adjust this, and you can have you know, water during the times that we don't know what your watering schedules are, when people are bathing, when you're doing dishes, stuff like that. But you can adjust it right here in 15-minute increments all throughout the day. So anyways, this installation is done. The crossover valve is done in there. Please monitor this. If you could occasionally open it up, make sure that you got no water on top of the tank or water dripping anywhere. You know, you get water down here and it gets underneath, it rolls down and gets down in those slots and goes underneath the burner assembly. It trashes the water heater. So occasionally take a look, make sure everything's intact. And same thing in the kitchen, we told you. You know, just monitor that. Every sink in your house, monitor. You know, every water connection in your house, monitor it, because you know, you want to stay ahead of water. Anything, if it begins to weep, drip, spray, flood, you want to know before the flood portion. So anyways, outside of that, this installation is done.